It started with an announcement, Tony Clement's decision not to run in the 2019 election.
It was an easy decision to make in the end. Obviously, over the last few months, I've had some time to reflect and to put things in better perspective. And I feel that this is the right decision for myself and for my family.
And rumors of a new Conservative candidate were soon confirmed.
I've been making a few calls, and there's a process to go through, so I'm just exploring all of that right now, and there may be an announcement soon.
A few months later, Scott Aitchison was officially campaigning ahead of the federal election. But the Liberals weren't planning on making it easy for Scott, as Tricia Cowie looked to capitalize on her near win in 2015 with some major firepower, including visits from big names like former Foreign Affairs Minister and current Deputy Prime Minister Chrystia Freeland and the Prime Minister himself. Despite these big moves and some pushes from other local competitors, Aitchison was able to take the win and keep Parry Sound Muskoka Conservative blue. Amid the sudden change in his life, Aitchison still had some time the next day to chat about his priorities as the new MP.
You know, the priorities that I have set all along have, they continue to be protecting our healthcare system and our acute care facility particularly. Housing is still a major issue, and I want to make sure that I'm going to focus on that as a member of Parliament as well.
And after that came some first-time memorable moments for Scott, including his first member statement and his first question in question period.
Mr. Speaker, in August, the Chief of Police for the City of Toronto shared the shocking news that over 300 people accused on firearms charges were walking free on bail. Free to terrorize the GTA. Mr. Speaker, criminals know the punishment does not fit the crime. They know they have a long list of rights and their victims have none. Why is the Liberal government putting the rights of criminals before the rights of their victims and innocent firearms owners in places like Parry Sound, Muskoka?
But taking on his new position as MP meant there was an empty mayor's chair left at Huntsville Council.
And being the mayor has honestly been the greatest honor of my entire life. And working with all of you is something that I will never, ever forget. And leading this community has been the most enjoyable thing I've ever done.
The decision to replace Aitchison was left up to council for either a by-election or appointment.
The ayes have it 6-2.
A majority of council ultimately chose appointment to the ire of Councillor Tim Withey.
We serve at the pleasure of our constituents. Every so often, as situations arise, the public is called upon to exercise the right in choosing who will represent them in our various tiers of government. This is accomplished through free and fair elections. Since the development of democratic societies, this process is a cornerstone of our governing bodies. In order to remain accountable to our population, we rely on them to judge our platforms, vision, and positions on issues that will guide us as we execute our duties. If we are deemed acceptable to the majority of voters, we will be placed into these positions of responsibility. Because of this process, every elected official will be mindful of their responsibility to the people who put them there. This process, of course, leads to legitimacy. If there is a vacancy and the position is filled by an appointment process, the appointed candidate will have to grapple with the reality that every decision that they make will be open to criticism because they were not chosen by the election process. Our one declared candidate even told me recently, and you did, that you would feel more legitimately if you went through a by-election process.
But the decision was made, and by mid-December, Huntsville had its new mayor, Karen Terziano.
We got to get a good shot.